What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Switch Talk 2, the perfectly pocket-sized podcast for fans of this amazing hybrid console that has stolen our hearts and minds, the Switch 2. I am Antonio, aka Hypecaster, one of your co-hosts, and I'm joined by my best buds here. We got David Double D, and then we got Clay Miraculous Howard. How are you doing? Anybody?
We are fantastic. I'm just speaking.
Yeah, what he said.
I brought the hype. I turned it up to like 13, and I was like, anybody want to rock out tonight? And like nobody said
Crickets.
anything back.
Big
It's
old
just
crickets.
a dead crowd. But we're gonna flip all that around on its head, because today we are talking about none other than Pokemon Champions, turn-based strategy. I mean, just battler. But to open up, I want to ask you all a get-to-know-you question. It's important for us to open up with the fans, let them know who we are through and through. And Pokemon's always a fun one because we get to talk about starters. So that's one question, but it's a little too easy. So I wanted to say, what was your favorite gen of Pokemon? I am, because we have like retro handhelds, Clay is like a huge retro handheld person. I have access to, quite a few iterations right now. And I dipped into Emerald for the first time, Pokemon Emerald. And I think I should have started with like, because I was trying to play something that I was not familiar with. I never played Black and White, or Black and White 2 or whatever. So that was one that I was interested in. But my favorite gen, I have to be honest, is probably Gold. So Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I went Heart Gold. I don't think that was one of the ones where I double dipped. How about you, David? What was your favorite gen?
Favorite Pokemon game? So I didn't play. So you're probably right. I just did not get Heart Gold and Soul Silver when they came out. I didn't have a DS for the longest time. So I would go with like the original Pokemon Gold and Silver. I think that was when I was at peak peak investment in the franchise.
Yeah.
And I love how you have two whole maps, and the Pokedex didn't feel like excessive. It was still within a reasonable amount of Pokemon where it felt like I could learn and catch them all. And I feel like after that, it started to get to be a bit much. So that's my favorite.
Interesting. How about you, Clay?
I'm a Gen 1 person.
Classic.
That's kind of where I started. I had Pokemon Red when I was a kid. But that's not the most exciting answer. So that's my number one. My number two would be the X and Y games.
Oh, okay.
On the 3DS.
Yeah.
That's kind of what re-pulled me back in. I played the Gold, Heart Gold or whatever on the DS, and I liked that, and it kind of got me back into it. But I still felt like I was playing kind of old school Pokemon. When I got, I think it was X or Y, I can't remember which one, for free from Nintendo. I don't know if you guys remember, but they were like trying to smooth things over with the fans at one point back then. And so they were giving out a bunch of like free games and stuff. And I think I got this game for free from them, like a digital download of it. And so, but I got so hooked on it, and it kind of pulled me back in. It felt like a more modern, Pokemon game. And that was kind of the first time I could, get online and play against random people. I could trade random Pokemon with random people that I didn't know. And like, there was just, it kind of like reinvigorated the whole series for me. And so I have really fond memories with that one.
Yeah. When you play these older ones now, you're like, and especially when we talk later about Pokemon Champions, like how things have evolved over time, like the changes that Pokemon's gone through, they're apparent when you go back and play the range of games. But there is this era of Pokemon where it's like, oh, they never innovate, they never do anything. I'm like, I look back after you play the more, you realize it has gotten more layered, it has gotten deeper, the battle mechanics and such. So it's interesting. Which that segues right into our discussion about Pokemon Champions, the competitive turn-based strategy battler that was developed by the Pokemon Works and published by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. This is just a competitive battler game. There's no like other single player campaign to it at all. Something that I want to be clear about to the listeners is kind of where we're coming from with Pokemon. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. When we played what was the one in the French city? Arc
Z-Day.
ZA, yeah, Pokemon ZA got me back into it because I have not played a mainline Pokemon game since, right around like the 3DS era, and then I fell off. And by the time I came back, I haven't played any of the modern iterations like Sword and Shield or Arceus or anything like that, and that was good enough to me. But I have not really been into Pokemon like competitive battling at all. For me, my biggest pre-knowledge is like, oh, this is like Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Coliseum, like the part where you're just in those battle arenas. And that's what intrigued me about the game. I wanted more of that, but I think surprisingly for me, the lack of like any, because even Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Coliseum had mini games, things to like liven it up. But this is intended to be the hub for the competitive Pokemon scene, like the Pokemon company, like they're like, this is what we're going to be competing and using now. I played quite a bit of it, but I wanted to get Clay's thoughts because I think of the three of us, he's the second most. So what do you think overall, Clay? What are your impressions? You had said you're kind of having a different experience than me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think I'm enjoying it as much as you are. But I'm not necessarily like against it or confused by it even. Like I understand what it's for and you kind of just explained it, but I don't know. I think in its current state, it's just not for me. I think I see the potential for it though, of what it could be down the line. And I think they're setting the groundwork for that. They're creating something that can be really special if they continue in the right direction. I think they have the ability to make this into a really fun, unique thing with lots of updates and events and things that people can participate in and incentives to pull people in, different themes and different Pokemon and all this other, like there's so many cool things they could do with this. But in its current form right now, it feels a little too, I'm going to use this term, vanilla for me.
100%.
It's a little safe. It's a little generic at times. And I'm talking not just like gameplay features, but just overall visuals and like the outfits and the settings and the music. It's all just very safe. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, nothing inherently wrong with it, but for me, it's just, and I get that you don't want to go right out the gate and be like, Pokemon Champions, jungle, and it's like all jungle themed, and you're like, why is this jungle themed? Like, I get that you need you have to set the groundwork, and so I understand it, and so it's just a little underwhelming, I think, on the front end. And I maybe there's some things they could have added. I'm not saying that adding mini games to this would have made it, more keep people around, but it's very easy to see all there is to see in this game relatively quickly. And so it's really leaning in on these online experiences with other people to pull you in and keep you coming back. And so for me, I get it. I see it. I understand what they're doing and I see the potential. Just in its current form, just a little underwhelming for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like that you say potential. It's a platform. They've been clear about that. The biggest criticism from the internet is that, it's only about 160 Pokemon available. And just this method of how they've done it's free to start. So you recruit Pokemon for free from a limited pool, and then you could re-roll by spending the in-game currency. They have a battle pass, which I actually completed. I played that much of this game. Wow. I went through the 50 level battle pass. I left the premium benefits, like the rewards along the way, on the table because you have to pay more, and then we'll like, hey, we'll give you all this stuff that you earn. through those 50 levels, a lot of time it's like, oh, you get this prize, and then it skips because there's a premium prize, and then you get a regular free battle pass prize, that type of thing. So I played quite a bit, and it's very competent in what it's trying to do. Like, I had the itch. I was like, this turn-based strategy thing is fun to me. I had not played again a lot of this, so I didn't know, just very honestly, about Pokemon stats and their what is that called? Their dispositions, where it's like
Mhm.
you're a timid Pokemon, which means you have a boost to speed and like but your attack is down, and that's like, I don't have this memorized. Like, it's just new to me, and I had to learn, and I watched a couple videos. They have tutorials, and I'm like, oh, so if you're this Pokemon and you're a fire type and you do a fire attack, that's like, there's a word for that and there's a term. Like, in my mind, I'm just going back to what I remember about Pokemon battling. I'm like, oh, I know what's weak to what and strong to what, and that's what I've gone off of. But there's this whole like these layers of the battle mechanics that they've added. Were you like, Clay, like how much did that click for you? Did you try to tweak your Pokemon stats? You could choose anything about them, like their speed, HP, defense, like what moves they have, their disposition. You can just customize it. Did you do that? Did you get that deep with it?
I messed with it just a little bit. I didn't get super deep into it. I keep thinking that I need to go back to my old games and start putting some of my Pokemon into the Pokemon Home or whatever.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
the Pokemon Home, yeah.
I literally checked that out and I'm like, I think I've got something in here, and I had nothing in there. And I was like, okay. So I just
That's
keep
another
getting
huge criticism. There's a very limited Pokemon Home functionality. It's only certain games and certain Pokemon.
And so I kept saying like, well, I need to go grab some of my Pokemon from like Z to A and a couple other games, and then like then I can come back and mess with their stats and make them better or whatever. And so I very quickly kind of checked it out, but I didn't get too deep into it.
hmm David, you didn't play as much as us, but like, what did you think of the vibe, and what do you think of the graphics? Because you've played a lot of Pokemon, and it's just underwhelming. You don't see, and you hear people say it's passable, but it's disappointing for me.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think that much one way or the other about a graphic because they were just kind of there. I think I kind of agree mostly with like what you guys are saying. It doesn't seem like the whole to me, the entire existence of this game should be as a way to say, like, go hand in hand with Pokemon Home and have the entire roster of Pokemon available to fight. Otherwise, what's the point? Why not just play online in any of the other Pokemon games? So
Yeah,
I don't know. That I was pretty underwhelmed too. I think I texted you guys. I was like, okay, what do I do now? This is it, or something like that.
Yep.
I was
There's
like,
just
oh
not else
wait,
to do.
that's it.
There's ranked battles, there's non-ranked battles, and then you could battle duos where you have like, and which I know nothing about. I didn't play any of that. Two
Mhm.
Pokemon versus two Pokemon, and then there's like there's like 6 buttons on the menu. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to do. You recruit Pokemon, mess with their stats, and it's so bare bones. Did I not call it that this was gonna have performance
Yeah.
issues?
Yeah,
Dude,
you
it's
did.
not a stable frame rate.
And
There's
where's
only a few things moving on the screen,
and
dude.
I want like the Pokemon Stadium style mini games. I want this to be Pokemon Stadium 3. Like give us everything that had.
Exactly. If it could have been that, or at least a spiritual successor, and they had that stuff, and that's not even it. So, like, if you read like online, like a Reddit post or whatever about, oh, they could have done this. Like, I swear, like there are like, there's a meme of, oh, the fans could do it better, but like, you and I, like us right here, we could come up with anything. Someone was
Mhm.
like, oh, why couldn't they just give you like some fake gym leaders and have
Yeah.
you at least do like, some where they have like 10 of them. We saw this recently in another Nintendo game where they gave you like just a little bit. Maybe it was Mario Tennis, but yeah, oh yeah, the towers. It's like, here's some really good like single player stuff, but then
It's
when
like
it goes-
Pokemon Stadium wasn't even that deep single player wise, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's the bare minimum of what this should be.
Yeah.
Like There's no campaign or anything like that, so I don't see any excuse not to just put the entire library of Pokemon in the game. I know they have the 3D models for them. Drop them all in. Maybe get some little, fake gym leader stuff you can run through single player to practice, and then have online, and then some mini games.
Uh,
There you go. That's all you need.
the Am I the only one who thought about the stadiums that they're fighting in as being like, I've only seen two, I
Mm.
believe, like the starter one. Then I've been ranking up, so like, things change slightly when you get into the ranked mode. But if I'm not crazy, Pokemon battles can happen in stadiums that look cool, right? Like where it's like you were referring to, Clay, like, oh, this is like, even if it's just grass and trees, it doesn't have to have like crazy stuff, but you can make it look like cool. It's almost like it's a game show stage with like some lights, and then it's the crowd is like just like shadows, or a little bit like silhouettes. um I don't even like the characters are avatars. Like
Yeah.
it's a little like ZA, but like not as good as ZA for being like plain. And I've been in the shop and I'm like, okay, so they're trying to get our money, right? They must have like cool skins and stuff. I'm not seeing any. They had knocked it out of the park with pretty much anything here. And people are saying this is the Pokemon way. Like they just have potential, but we shouldn't be talking about any of these like basic negatives with what it's trying to do. I mean, when you do certain moves, the frame rate like chugs. It's like chug, chug, chug in graphics. I'm like, I haven't seen chugging graphics um in a while, and that, so I don't know what's happening. Like, is this just the game, or is it like a bug that's gonna be like changed? Like, I don't know. Clay, who's your Pokemon team in here? Do you have any fun with like, oh, yay, I was able to recruit something that I wanted to battle with. Like, again, I like the strategy of this once I started to learn. I obviously played a lot and got to Great Ball rank 2. I don't think I ever got higher. What any fun factor here that would like keep you coming back, or is that going to be it if this is all the game is for you?
Well, unfortunately, no fault of anyone's. I had really bad luck with who I could recruit. Every
Mhm.
time I'd see the lineup, I'd just scroll through and be like, "Who are all these Pokemon?" Like, I feel like I know a lot of Pokemon, but man, I like did not recognize half these ones.
No, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
The
Seriously.
most luck I had, and the one thing that I actually it made me really happy about this game, was the fact that I received a free Dragonite just for
Oh.
playing the game. I think we all got a free Dragonite. If you check your inbox, I think they just, as a thank you for getting the game, you get a free Dragonite, and that's like my second or third favorite Pokemon in the game. And so I was super stoked about that. Granted, now everybody has one, but like I just thought that was really cool. Yeah, they gave us a Pokemon in a Pokemon game. Who freaking cares? But at the very least, I got him, and so I feel pretty cool running into battles with him and stuff. So that made me pretty happy at the very least.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's free, right? Some people were trying to say, well, it's free, so it's okay if it's kind of basic. I don't know. I mean, I guess, right? I mean, that checks out. Like $0 spent.
Mhm.
It's coming to mobile later in 2026. And I was saying, like, I enjoy the like outsmarting someone, but it's really a lot of luck. So did I pick the right lineup of my 3 Pokemon out of my 6 on my bench? If you luck out and you see what they have, you win. Like, you can have strategy, but and that's fine. Like, I ran into some people who ran defense and they were like outlasting me, and they're like, oh, we're not gonna attack, we're gonna have high HP and stuff. But it gets into this grind of like I could play probably like 10 very short quick battles. I like how short and sweet the battles are. So I could play like 10 in a row before I'm like, oh, let me go do something else. But then I get that itch again, and then like in an hour I want to do another 10 battles, and you win some, you lose some. I don't see myself getting better at this game. I don't see myself becoming a Pokemon master. I don't see myself playing to like get the Pokemon randomly, you know, because like eventually, like you can re-roll and say, oh, let me get it like more. But if I don't own a bunch of the other games, Pokemon Home has nothing going for me here. I just think this game isn't for us. Although I play it a lot and I really like it, and I think I'll play more of it here and there. Um, Unless they change something in big ways, I think you know, it's not going to be like an, it's just not. It has potential, but that's it for me. Any other thoughts, David? Like you play a lot of Pokemon. I would think that you would be rushing to play something that's like accessible and free. I don't know.
Yeah,
The battling part for you just isn't.
like battling is just like a part of the Pokemon component. It's not even necessarily like the best part. Like I want the world to explore. I want the thing where I'm searching for and catching Pokemon
Yeah.
and doing something kind of meaningful. Just doing like random battles with people online. I don't like that there's not even like a I wish there was even like a CPU practice mode or something else to do rather than
Yeah.
just play randos online. It
Yep.
just yeah.
100%.
I don't know. It's. I'm glad that. I mean, I would say I was glad if it existed, if it had all the Pokemon, because as of right now, I don't really see that much reason for it to exist. If I want a limited Pokedex, I can just go play Scarlet and Violet online or whatever other Pokemon game there is.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of seems pointless to me. I guess it's cool that it's free, and I guess maybe when there's a phone version, it'll make more sense because then you'll be able to do that on your phone as well. But for Switch, to me, just there's better Pokemon games. Just play those.
Yeah, I agree. Like ZA again got my attention again, but it's very like active and dynamic fighting. It's like you're running around and there's like all these effects and stuff. It's just whiplash playing this where it's like the Pokemon just like physically raises up and just comes down and smashes your opponent in like a comical way. You know, some of the moves look cool. It's like, oh, a big laser from the sky. Awesome. And then some of them are just like Earthquake looks really bad in this game. Have did you see Earthquake the move play?
Yep.
It
Haven't
looks
seen that one.
bad. Like it could look so like they could have done it in so many different ways and it looks terrible. Like clip art.
Some of them are cool. Waterfall looks really
Some
cool.
of them
Keep trying
Waterfall is a standout. Clay, any final thoughts? Like any
I'll just say, Tony, your point about how you'll never get better by playing this game, that's just an interesting idea. It's an interesting thought. Like when I play Apex Legends for years and years, I feel like even if it's real slow, I'm like getting better. And so
yeah.
But I feel like if you don't feel like you're ever going to get better, like you lose the motivation to want to play, right?
Yeah.
And so
I'm not gonna
that's
be
a
Pokemon
big
champion, no way.
part to it. And then David, I liked what you said about how even just adding a computer player or even just some starter missions to get things going. Like it had like a good opening cutscene and then it kind of drops you in the lobby and it's like, all right, now go play against people online. And
Yep.
so it feels like Nintendo and Game Freak or whatever it feels like they're pushing us to like play this game in only a certain way, and like they're saying, hey, online is priority in this, so we want it to be all about that. Like I think can you even play against somebody in the living room with you? Is there even a way
I don't think you
I don't
can
think
do
so.
that.
right? And so it's just like it's Nintendo being like, this is the way we want you to do it, and it's online only, and there's no other way to go about it. And so that is interesting, and that's kind of something that Nintendo's known for, is just being like, we're going to focus on one thing, which there's nothing wrong with focusing on one thing, but like we're going to focus and we're going to make this thing a good experience, and we're just going to do that. And so, but then us as the consumer feel like we're being pigeonholed into something, so it can be difficult. And David, I think you brought up a good point about how Pokemon brings a lot of things together. There's a collecting aspect, there's a battle aspect, there's item management, and all this other, like there's a couple different things involved with it. And so there's nothing wrong with Pokemon Company being like, hey, we're gonna focus on just the battling, or hey, we're gonna focus on collecting or whatever. But so it's not for everybody, you know. And
Yeah.
and maybe you'll people be surprised. Maybe they'll realize, oh, I actually like battling more than I thought I did.
I think one of the reasons that Pokemon Stadium worked for me and this didn't too was the fact of like being able to access the Game Boy games within the game itself. Because I remember doing that. I would just be like, when I got bored with Pokemon Stadium, I would just play Blue and Red on my TV, level up my Pokemon, and then go play in 3D again. And it made it feel like more than what it is. Now this just feels like a gimped version of Stadium with a battle pass.
Yeah, it does. There was a charm to Pokemon Stadium. That's what it was. Some brilliant person on the internet was like, where's the announcer that's really cool, that has a cool voice and is all like, oh, he was defeated. None of that, like, speaking through the loudspeaker. Like, if you polled 1,000 kids and you like, well, what do you remember? Like, what was the experience? Be like, that voice, that beautiful voice, the announcer thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's it, everybody. Pokemon Champions, just straight competitive battling. Yay. Free to play, free to start. It sounds icky. Like I have I'm not compelled to spend any money. You don't have to. You can get some more like box slots and some weird stuff like that. This is just the weirdest monetization. Like I see, like the battle passes are inexpensive, but you don't want them. Like literally the rewards are trash. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna get a pass from me. Like it's a hard sell even at free. If you're a true Poke fan and you want to see it, again, I had fun with it, but there's just so many cons here. It's ridiculous. Like I'm oddly very excited, even more excited about Winds and Waves after this, because I'm like, it's I got that Pokemon curse now where you're just like, the next one's gonna be the the one that does it, and I got that itch, and it's just like, damn, how do they get me on this where I'm gonna give it a try, like it's wild. Well, did you play Pokemon Champions? Let us know in the comments. Really appreciate everybody joining us here for Switch Talk 2 Conversations. We are gonna, what's the next big one now? Yoshi, right? Yoshi and the Magical Book is coming up. And I don't know, like Clay's got me excited because he's been talking about cozy games, and maybe it's time for Yoshi to shine. What if it's amazing? What if this is one of the ones? I'll eat the hype and I'll be like, yeah, let's anticipate that one. Lighting the world on fire, game of the year. We'll catch you next time, everybody. Thank you for joining us.